Good morning. This is the special coverage of the coronavirus crisis using the combined forces of News 5 and Signal TV's 1 News, Radio 5 and 1PH. Simulan po natin ang balitaan sa Davao kung saan in effect na po yung regional lockdown. At makakausap natin si Jem Abansenya live mula po sa Davao del Sur. Jem, kamusta ka dyan?
Bok, ito nga ang unang araw ng implementasyon ng region-wide lockdown ng Davao Region. At dito nga sa aking likod ay makikita mo na sarado na yung entry point dito sa Bansalan. Ito yung boundary ng Davao del Sur at ng North Cotabato. Although yung exit point ay bukas, isa-isa naman itong chinecheck ng otoridad dahil nga kung walang valid reason at official business ng paglabas ng Davao Region ay hinaharang pa ito dahil parte nga ito ng community quarantine guidelines ng Davao Region. Kanina rin, Bok, ay meron tayong mga naabutan ng mga motorista dito sa boundary ng Davao del Sur at North Cotabato na hindi sila pinapasok dahil ang ilan sa kanila ay magtatrabaho sana dito sa Davao del Sur from North Cotabato. Yung ilan naman ay may mga ide-deliver lang pero talagang hindi sila pinayagan dahil stricto ang implementasyon nitong lockdown. Pero merong ilang mga pinalusot, ito yung mga medical staff at yung mga cargo vehicles, pero sa cargo vehicles, kailangan nilang mag-present ng proper documents and yung driver lang yung allowed na makapasok. So, ibig sabihin, kung merong assistant or helper, maiiwan yan dito sa checkpoint sa Bansalan, Davao del Sur. Bok?
Okay, Bok, i-review lang natin yung parameters ng lockdown para dun sa mga hindi nakapanood kahapon at hindi pa pamilyar kung ano yung mga patakaran dyan sa lockdown yan. So, ang mga maaari lamang pumasok dun sa Davao Region ay kargamento na kailangan at pwede lamang ang driver ang nakasakay, hindi na pwede yung pahinante. Ganun ba?
Yes, Bok. And yung mga medical staff, maging yung mga personal ng police, ng AFP and ng BFP, yon sila pwede silang makapasok. Pero Bok, kahit yung mga taga Davao Region mismo, kahit taga dito sila, residente sila dito, kahit nakalagay yon sa identification cards, ay hindi pa rin sila papayagan dahil nga binigyan na sila ng 24 hours na warning ng mga opisyal ng Davao LGU na talagang tungtong ng 12:01 kanina ng nitong araw, March 19, ay talagang hindi na sila papayagang makapasok. At kung lalabas man sila, hindi na rin sila ulit makakapasok sa loob yan, Bok, ng 14 days.
Jem, sorry, 14 days bali, yung pag makalabas ka, 14 days ka hindi makapasok or 1 month? I thought kasi previously it was 1 whole month na abli na sila makabalik.
14 days, Bok.
Okay.
14 days, Bok. So that is malilift itong region-wide lockdown ng Davao Region sa April 1 ng 11:59 ng gabi. So that is almost April 2 na, Bok.
Bok, again, yung exemptions, ano ulit mga exemptions pagdating dun sa mga papasok ng Davao Region? Of course, yung emergency services, peace and order personnel, health personnel, and cargo. Maliban dun, sino pa ang exempted kung meron pa?
Merong ilan na, Bok, katulad nating mga media practitioners na hinahayang makapasok, maging yung mga personahe ng mga telecommunication companies, Bok, yon ay kino-consider yon. Pero depende pa rin, Bok, kailangan talaga nilang mag-present ng proof or identification cards na sila ay empleyado ng isang telecommunication company or ng media outlet para nga mapayagang makapasok dito sa entry points ng Davao Region.
Okay. And Jem, also to review, kasi you're talking about a region which is composed of several cities, at least several cities and towns. So may iba-ibang patakaran yung mga yan pagdating doon sa, for example, curfew, travel between towns and cities and all that. Ano yung mga particular nila?
Yes, Bo, katulad nga sa Tagum City, meron silang sariling guidelines doon. Meron na silang curfew na pinapatupad, maging ang Davao de Oro at ang Davao Occidental ay may kanya-kanya din silang mga guidelines sa parte nga ng kanilang community quarantine. Pero dahil nga merong binuo na itong Davao Region COVID-19 Task Force, sinisiguro ng mga opisyal ng Davao Region na synchronize yung kanilang mga guidelines. And by the way, yung mga bago kasi itong region-wide lockdown, kasi merong mga localized lockdown itong mga iba't ibang city at municipality dito sa Davao Region. Na-lift na rin yan kanina, pero again, Bok, hindi pa rin maluwag ang mga checkpoints. Stricto pa rin sila dahil kung wala kang official business at wala kang valid reason, ay hindi ka pa rin pwedeng bumiyahe. Ibig sabihin, kung from Davao City ka at pupunta ka ng Tagum City para lang mamasyal, hindi ito papayagan na makalusot sa mga checkpoints. Bok?
Okay. Jem, huling hirit na lang, kamusta yung liquor ban dyan kagabi?
Come again, Bok?
Kamusta yung liquor ban kagabi? Magmula alas 8 ata ang liquor ban o alas 5?
Bok, today.
Today? Today, okay, sige.
Today, March 19, Bok, ng alas 5 ng hapon, effective yung liquor ban, Bok, dito sa Davao City. And by the way, Bok, itong Island Garden City of Samal, ito known to na tourist spot dito sa Davao Region. Kahit sa mga local tourist, Bok, sarado na ang Island Garden City of Samal. So, ibig sabihin, ang maaari lamang makapasok sa Island Garden City of Samal ay ang mga residente at ang mga business owners lamang ng Samal Island. Bok?
Okay. Okay. Well, Jem, makikibalita kami sa iyo ulit mamaya kung meron kang updates. Maraming salamat, Jem Abansenya, reporting live from the Davao region. Maraming salamat, Jem. At makibalita po ulit tayo sa Quezon City kung saan sinasabi ng lokal na pamahalaan na gagamitin po nila ang isang hotel sa lungsod bilang quarantine facility para sa mga hinihinalang kaso ng COVID-19 sa bansa. At para po magbigay ng karagdagang impormasyon dyan, makakausap po natin mismo sa linya ng telepono si Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte. Good morning, Mayor Joy. Mayor Joy Belmonte, good morning po. Okay, we have some technical difficulties. We'll go back to Mayor Joy Belmonte in a while. In the meantime, let's talk about this. Kasi magmula pala kaninang umaga, nagsagawa na po ng extreme enhanced lockdown ang Quezon City sa ilang mga barangay. Let's zoom into some of the barangays involved here. Ito po yung, for example, ang tinatawag nating Barangay Kalusugan. Ito po yun. Ito pong naka-outline sa pula yung Barangay Kalusugan sa Quezon City. Ito pong Barangay Kalusugan kasi, ito yung nakakasakop doon sa St. Luke's Medical Center at doon sa De Los Santos Medical Center. Let's zoom in a bit. Ito po. Yung kulay green po, yung E. Rodriguez, ito po yung St. Luke's dyan lamang sa itaas. Ito naman po yung De Los Santos Medical Center. Balikan natin. Ngayon po, yung Barangay Kalusugan is one of at least 2 barangays that have been placed under, at least portions of it have been placed under extreme lockdown by the Quezon City government. Dahil po, ito po yung isa sa 2 barangay kung saan merong 3 kumpirmadong kaso ng COVID-19. So, ayun po. Ito pong Barangay Kalusugan has a population of 1,745 people as of 2015. That's 0.06 of the population of Quezon City. We now have again on the line Mayor Joy Belmonte. Mayor Joy, maraming salamat po for joining us.
Maraming salamat, Ed, and good
morning
morning
po. Good morning po. Opo. Ma'am, kahapon po ata nag-announce kayo na meron po kayong isang hotel na nahanap na papayag magpa-quarantine facility sa mga hinihinalang kaso ng COVID-19. Have we been able to identify that hotel po and planchado po lahat?
I'm not at the liberty lang to mention the name of the hotel
Yes,
for confidentiality purposes. But today, we will be opening that particular facility already this afternoon.
Okay. Okay. Ma'am, these are for confirmed or for persons who are under investigation or persons under monitoring?
Well, it's basically for persons under persons under investigation who are using up hospital space, no.
Opo.
And we would like to move them to this facility so that hospital spaces can be reserved for more serious patients, especially those who are already positive. No?
Yes, ma'am.
However, the facility is also available to those who are positive but with very mild symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So the purpose, of course, is to decongest our hospitals, which at the moment are fully stretched.
Yes, ma'am. It's actually good that you were able to find a hotel that's willing to do this because you alam mo naman po yung mga tao, medyo minsan may pagkapraning.
Alam ko po, actually, we talked to so many hotels, to be honest, and this is one of those that agreed. There's another one that agreed. However, we wanted to try with the pilot first to make sure that everything went smoothly before we enter into an agreement with the second one.
Ma'am, so some of the positive, COVID positive patients who have mild symptoms may be placed in that hotel, of course, with strict monitoring by health officials.
Yes, of course, we have a group of health officials coming from our various hospitals here in Quezon City who will be manning that particular facility, as well as, I think, if I'm not mistaken, some officials as well, or from some doctors as well from the DOH.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I asked that kasi last night we were able to confirm with the Health Secretary Francisco Duque III na yung ilan sa mga COVID-19 positive na meron lang mild symptoms, pinapayagan na pong umuwi for home quarantine. So I suppose sa ganitong klaseng mga pasilidad sila pwedeng ilagay para masigurado tayo.
Yes, sir. Actually, because my own local city epidemiologist does not recommend for them to go home while they are still suffering from the sickness, because that's still, I think, probably contagious, I would imagine. No?
Oho, isang pagkakamali lamang ang maaaring lumaki yung problema.
Opo. But although I understand Secretary Duque is also, of course, concerned about the lack of hospital beds.
Yes, ma'am.
But this will definitely be one of the solutions we can propose here in Quezon City. And I'd like to take away as much responsibility and as much problems and burdens from the national government. So as much as possible, if we can solve our own problems, we try to do that ourselves.
Again po, dahil nga po, we are trying to avoid overcrowding in the health facilities all over the country habang dumadami pa yung ating COVID positive patients.
Yes, sir. And actually, I have good news also. A lot of the hotels have offered to house our health workers.
That's good.
So don't have to go home and probably contaminate their own families. So there are several hotels that have offered to do that, and some of them will be operating by today as well.
That's very good, ma'am. And that also cuts down on yung hassle ng pagbibiyahe, lalo pag taga ibang probinsya, pag taga Laguna o malaking bagay merong tutulugan.
Opo, yes. We're trying our best here. Talagang lahat ng mga problema, all fronts, we are trying to address as well as we can.
Ma'am, these hotels are giving this service for free, am I correct? Or will the city government have to pay for this?
Yeah, there are some hotels that are free. Some are heavily discounted. And, of course, the hospital facility, this will entail some costs from the city government, because we are trying to take in some of the staff of the hotel to do the food preparation arrangements for our patients inside.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if I may, segue ako dun sa announcement nyo kahapon that I think takes effect today, yung pong extreme lockdown dun sa several, at least some specific areas in two barangays in Quezon City. Ito po yung Barangay Kalusugan at yung Barangay Tandang Sora, if I got it correctly.
Yes, this is just in keeping with the guidelines issued by the Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases, wherein they really said that if a barangay has more than one case, then that barangay must be actually closed down or locked down. No? But in this case, what we decided to do, and this is with the blessing of the DILG and with the PNP, is that maybe that is not necessary. We can just apply something called, which in disaster lingo is called a hot zone and a warm zone. Yeah. So the hot zones are those households that are with infected patients who are, of course, now in the hospitals. And a hot zone means that everybody in that household is forbidden from leaving that household. And there has to be some kind of a barangay tanod to make sure that they are still there. And if they have needs like groceries, etc., the barangay has to be able to provide these needs to these families. No?
Yes,
and then there is a warm zone. And in the warm zone, this is 500-meter radius around the hot zone. And warm zone, while one individual at a time can leave the house to purchase groceries, there will be intensive surveillance in these areas. There will be checkpoints, and members of the Quezon City Police District will be there to continuously monitor and provide security as well to those areas.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, just to be clear po, no, it is not the entire barangay that is placed under this extreme lockdown. It's only the hot zone houses with the warm zone areas around them.
Yes, and I'd like to add, of course, that Barangay Kalusugan is the barangay where St. Luke's
Yes,
stated, and that's why part of E. Rodriguez will have to be closed, at least strictly monitored, no? for
Yes, ma'am.
those entering that zone, because I understand that St. Luke's is experiencing quite a crisis at the moment with the number of their PUIs and number of positive patients and health workers under quarantine. So we just want to make sure that at least whatever virus does not extend beyond that area and does not affect our communities nearby.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, yung barangay Kalusugan has a population of only mga 1,745 people. So medyo malit siya. Yung medyo malaki po, I'll try to bring it up right now. Yung medyo
Tandansora po is
Tandansora
bigger,
po,
yeah.
is 90,290 people as of 2015. That's 3% of the
Yes.
population of Quezon City. That's quite sizable.
It's very, very big. So definitely yung issue ng kalusugan, that considering that there's a 500-meter warm zone, I think probably the entire barangay more or less is probably going to be included. But in Tandansora, there are 3 cases as well. No? Kalusugan has 3, Tandansora has 3, but these are all separate, unrelated. One is along Himlayang Road, and another one is in a gated subdivision, and another one, the residence is still being validated at the moment by my team because it's quite a late revelation. But we will apply the same principles as the hot and the warm zones there in Tandansora.
Okay, ma'am. Just to review po, ang sabi po niyo, if I got it correctly, Barangay Kalusugan halos yung kabuang barangay na yung masasakop
I
dahil
think so, more or less, yeah.
Yung Tandansora, yung malaki-laki, so ito medyo tipak-tipak siguro. Hindi yung
Yes.
tatlo pong kaso sa Tandansora, hindi po isang lugar lamang, no? Sabi nga ninyo, isa sa Himlayan.
hiwa-hiwalay din. Opo. Hiwa-hiwalay din po siya. And I also would like to add that we've added a third area, and this is, of course, the hospital belt of our city. No, that's the East Avenue
East
area.
Avenue, opo.
And we would like to close. Actually, we agreed to close from elliptical to BIR. No? The area fronting on the hospitals. And again, it's just because we have heard reports from the Philippine Heart Center and the Philippine Lung Center and possibly the DTI as well, that there are severe cases already in these hospitals, and the hospital staff are in quarantine, and many of the patients are of course in grave condition, and we also would like to protect the neighboring communities. So we have made an agreement with at least the Philippine Heart Center, and I'm trying to apply this agreement as well to the other hospitals, that we have to try to restrict entry and exit to and from these hospitals, just to make sure that we can protect the neighboring communities. No? Especially City Hall is right next to health,
Opo.
the health center.
Nasa likod lang.
Yeah, the heart center. And of course, we share eating places. We share a lot of common areas. So I think I have to take a little bit of a stronger stance with regards to the Philippine Heart Center. And right now, our health department is in current talks with the management of the Heart Center just to make sure that we can maintain some kind of safety in the perimeters of the hospital.
Opo. Ma'am, what about, there were several other areas mentioned yesterday or last night. We weren't exactly sure what their condition or their situation is. For example, yung barangay Bagong Lipunan Krame, yung I think Old Balara is one of them, and then I think one more, Bagong Silangan ba?
Actually, Barangay Lipunan, Bagong Lipunan ng Krame also had 3 cases. However, they all belong to one household.
Okay.
And 2 of the members of that household, the young girl who's 13 years old, and her brother have been sent home and are fully recovered. Their mother is the only one still in the Quirino Memorial Hospital. No?
Okay.
And then, so that has been scratched off our list of hotspots. And then the Ayala Heights, of course, is in Barangay Matandang Balara. There are cases there. However, the 2 cases there as well have been accounted for. One has gone home and he's fully recovered. His family members are negative, and one unfortunately has passed on.
Okay.
So, but then that had to be scratched off our list. So we're just stuck with these 2 barangays that we really have to monitor very, very closely. Now we have something also that's called the high tent enhanced community quarantine, and this is something that we also came up with yesterday because I'm very concerned about the barangays that have 1 case each. And while they only have 1 case each, I believe that we have to start intensifying surveillance and monitoring as well in these barangays para hindi na po madagdagan ang mga bilang ng kanilang positive patients. No? So these barangays that have 1 case each will have to occasionally have police presence there to monitor, and of course the barangay officials have been directed to exert extra effort to make sure that the protocols of quarantine and the like are observed in these particular barangays.
So tighter monitoring for these barangays with heightened enhanced community quarantines.
Quarantine, yes,
Opo.
sir.
Oh. Ma'am, ano po, yung sinasabi po ni Secretary Duque na some COVID positive patients with mild symptoms have been sent home. Would you know if there are any in Quezon City? I mean, is the local government informed when they send home COVID positive patients with mild symptoms? Because I would suppose kasi that they would pass on at least the monitoring issue to the local governments.
Ideally, they should be reporting to us via our W.H.O regional director, and that she does send us a list every night. But all of those in the list that she sends us are confined in hospitals.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that there are no cases in Quezon City that have been sent home. And if there are any cases that have been sent home, I'll try to validate with DOH now. We will try to move them to our facility.
Yes, ma'am. And that would put more people at ease. If
Yes,
that
I
is done.
believe so.
Ma'am, huling hirit lang po. Yung mga kababayan po natin na medyo nahihirapan sa pagkain at sa pag-ikot around, well, of course, we heard nga po that the LGUs are putting together food packs to distribute to these people who are not able to go to work. How's it going?
Yes. Well, the plan here in Quezon City is like this. No, in Quezon City, compared to other cities, we have quite a problem. I calculated about 400,000 families, and that would be equivalent to about 2 million people
Opo.
that have to be given food supplies every day. No, and that is a far cry from my neighboring cities who have to have far much less people to support every day. No, given the situation, at first I came up with a plan that of this first week, since the barangays have access to their quick response fund already as a result of the state of calamity that
Yes,
was
ma'am.
declared since last week, that they should be able to procure food to be able to sustain their constituents. No? And of course, that is because to be able to procure food for 400,000 families is quite a challenge for the local government.
That's a
So it's not
nightmare. That's a
true.
logistical nightmare.
Yes, it is a nightmare, actually. And of course, I've been bashed tremendously for it because I think the people do not understand the logistical concerns of procuring food for 400,000 families. Even if the political will is there, which I did have, I did start procuring as soon as the president did announce this particular situation. The suppliers themselves are having a difficult time complying with the needs of the city. So that's why the first week I am asking the barangays to take over first.
Okay.
The second and third weeks, of course, the city government hopefully will be able to take over. The fourth week, our response fund will be depleted, and I have been appealing to the private sector as well as to some elected government officials to help us. But now I am trying. That is so uncertain, and I cannot sleep if there's uncertainty with regards to the food supply of our people. And now I am calling a meeting of the Sangguniang Panunsod because I would like to see if the option of realigning some of our funds is feasible.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
if so, I will realign funds and take away funds that are earmarked to, I think, projects that can be postponed for next year.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And this is an emergency anyway. Ma'am,
Yes.
would you know po kung magkano yung quick response fund ng mga barangays? I mean,
Iba-iba kasi ang quick response fund ng mga barangay. Depende po sa laki ng barangay,
Oho.
depende rin po sa laki ng budget.
Tsaka sa collection nila.
Kaya I think that's why we have to act very, very fast here because I believe that some barangays will not be able to sustain their families until Sunday. And I'm going to be working with our city councilors as well to be able to help augment the supplies of our barangays. Now, with regards to our quick response fund, we have 400 million in the city government. But our needs, as calculated, will be at least 1.3 to 1.6 billion in terms of food supply requirements. So I really believe that realigning would probably be the most sensible way to address this issue.
yes, ma'am. Your city is the biggest in land area and I think the biggest in population in Metro Manila.
Yes, sir. About 3 million people, and many of our people are informal settlers. Many of them do belong to the underground economy or the informal economy, and many of them are daily wage earners.
Okay. Ma'am, maraming salamat po. Mayor Joy Belmonte, thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you po.
Many thanks po, Ed, and keep safe.
Okay po. Thank you. Tingnan po natin muli yung mga lugar sa Quezon City na sinailalim po sa Extreme Enhanced Community Quarantine. Okay, balikan po natin. Let's start off with this is Barangay Kalusugan, dun sa may Tomas Morato and E. Rodriguez area. Ito po kulay green na ito, yan po yung E. Rodriguez. Ito po na kulay puting malaking kasadang ito, yung Araneta Avenue. And makikita po ninyo banda rito, teka, let's zoom in. Ito po yung E. Rodriguez yung kulay green. Ito na po yung St. Luke's Medical Center kung saan marami pong mga COVID positive patients na under treatment. Ito po yung De Los Santos Medical Center. So, all in all po, ito pong Barangay Kalusugan, one of the 2 barangays kung saan meron ng COVID-19 hotspots, ay may population po na 1,745 or 0.06 ng populasyon ng Quezon City. So, relatively po, maliit lamang siya. Kumpara po doon sa pangalawang barangay na kailangan tuunan ng atensyon, ito po yung Barangay Tandang Sora. Ito po yung napakalaking barangay. Meron po itong populasyon na 90,290 noong 2015. Yan po ay 3% na po ng buong populasyon ng Quezon City. Yan pong itong kulay berde na ito na nakikita ninyo, yan po yung Tandang Sora Avenue. Ito naman pong isang kulay berde na nag-intersect. Yan po yung Mindanao Avenue. So kitang-kita po ninyo yung intersection ng Mindanao at saka Tandang Sora, it's a major intersection, nasa loob po ng Barangay Tandang Sora. Yung binabanggit po ni Mayor Joy Belmonte na isa sa mga lugar kung saan may nagpositibo ng COVID-19, bandang Himlayan Road, banda rito po yan siguro kasi ito po yung Himlayang Filipino Cemetery. Ayan po ang kulay green doon sa bandang taas, nakikita niyo yung prompter. Yan. So the Himlayan Road should be around here. Tapos may isa pa po siyang binanggit na isa pang subdivision, wag natin pangalanan, pero nandito rin po sa area yan. So itong dalawang barangay po na ito yung merong at least tatlong kumpirmadong kaso at current na kaso ng COVID-19. Now, just to review po yung paano tayo babalik sa balik tayo ulit sa labas. Just to review po yung sinasabi nating hot zone at yung warm zone na binabanggit po ni Mayor Joy Belmonte. Ito po. Sige. While it's loading, let me explain a few more things. Ang sinasabi po ni Mayor Joy Belmonte, yung ibang barangay na nabanggit po kahapon doon sa briefing ng Quezon City MDRRMC at ni Mayor Belmonte kagabi ay yung barangay Bagong Lipunan Krame at yung barangay Matanda o Old Balara. Ito pong dalawang barangay na ito, bagamat nabanggit sila kagabi, ay hindi na po nakalagay sa extreme lockdown at hindi na po sila hot zone dahil sila po ay nabawasan na ng COVID-19 positive na mga pasyente. Okay, here we go. Konti pong paliwanag lamang doon sa extreme lockdown ng Quezon City. In Quezon City po kasi has 29 confirmed cases as of yesterday. That's 14% of the national total. It stands at 202. It stood at 202 last night. I'm not so certain right now. Yeah, it still stands at 202. And around 25% of the total of the national capital region. So it's a substantial portion po of the COVID positive patients. Ngayon po, yung mga bahay kung saan nanggaling yung mga COVID-19 patients sa Quezon City, ito na po yung tinalagang hot zone. Yung bahay mismo po ay tinatawag na ngayong hot zone. Ano po ibig sabihin nito? Ang hot zone po ay bahay ng kumpirmadong kaso ng COVID-19. So, hindi na po pwedeng lumabas for any reason barring major emergency. Hindi na pwedeng lumabas yung mga tao sa loob at wala pong pwedeng pumasok din sa loob mula doon sa labas. So no outside activity, no entry, no exit allowed. Yung mga pangangailangan po nila, mga pagkain, mga gamot and all that, kailangan na lang pong i-deliver sa kanila, iiwan sa kanilang doorstep at sila pong magpipick up. So kahit yung mga magde-deliver ng pagkain, and ito po regulated, hindi po makakapasok sa loob at wala pong contact sila dapat. So yan po, mahigpit na po dyan sa mga hot zones na yan doon sa dalawang barangay. In the case of Barangay Tandang Sora, 3 po yung hot zones dyan. 30 bahay ang talaga naka-severe or extreme lockdown. Ngayon po, sa labas po ng hot zone, ito po yung hot zone, yung bahay na yan, nasa gitna, 500 meters from that hot zone house, ang tinatawag na ngayong warm zone. Ito po yung second layer ng extreme quarantine. Ang ibig po sabihin ng 500-meter warm zone ay ganito po. Okay, ang warm zone, 500 meters around the hot zone house. Diyan po sa 500 meters na yan, meron na po mga checkpoints na nakapaligid at hindi po basta-basta pwedeng lumabas-masok. Kung may lalabas-masok, ito po i-control dahil ng mga checkpoints. Kailangan i-check yung mga ID, ang temperatura at yung simptoma. At maaari lang lumabas tigi-isa sa bawat bahay para lang kumuha ng mga pangangailangan. Anyway, break muna po tayo. We'll go to Shaila Francisco for a live ngayon from Pasig City. Minomonitor po ni Shaila kung na-enforce na ng maayos yung social distancing sa mga establishmento doon sa syudad. Shaila, may higpit ba yung social distancing dyan?
Ed, stricto na nga yung social distancing na ipinapatupad doon sa supermarket. Halimbawa doon sa supermarket sa Pasig na pinuntahan natin, pinapanatili yung 1 metro kada customer. Bago makapasok, mahigpit din, tinitingnan muna yung temperatura at nagsispray ng alcohol. 20 na customers lang yung pwede makapasok sa loob ng supermarket na pinuntahan natin. At may mga markers din sa mga cashier para sa pagbabayad. Bukod dyan, yung mga ATM na pinuntahan natin, mahaba na rin yung pila at oras-oras nagpapaalala yung gwardiya ng social distancing. Pero ayon sa mga gwardiya at mga nakausap natin sa pila, medyo mahirap ipatupad ito kasi tulad dito kung nasaan ako ngayon, mahaba na yung pila kasi limitado lang yung mga ATM at bangko na available. Ang average waiting time daw nasa 1 hanggang 1.5 oras. Pero kung dito, mahirap na ipanatili yung social distancing, mas lalo dun sa palengkeng pinuntahan natin. Ayon sa mga tinderang nakausap natin, dahil daw yan kasi hindi tulad ng supermarkets at ATMs, maraming retailers tsaka maraming bayaran. Kaya yung mga customer, sila na mismo yung dumidiskarte para iwas sakit. Nagdadala sila ng mask, may mga alcohol din at umiiwas humawak sa mga bagay-bagay. Pero kahit ganong kahirap ang social distancing sa palengke, may mga nakita tayong mga stalls na nagpapatupad ng social distancing. May limit na 2 per customer at may mga paalala din. Ed?
Shaila, asan ka exactly? Itong may mahabang pila, ito ATM ba? At saan to banda?
Oo, sa ATM to sa Pasig. Yung ATM kasi nasa loob ng bangko, kaya may mga guards na nakabantay dun sa loob, no. Simula kahapon, nadaanan na natin to, ganitong kahaba na rin yung pila. Kaya yun nga, isa-isa at hanggang 1.5 oras daw yung waiting time.
Yung oras para mag-ATM. Talagang mahaba ang pila. Gano'ng haba ang pila natin?
Simula doon sa pinakadulo, kung nakikita nyo yung umbrella, hanggang dito, no, ang sinasabi sa atin kasi, yun nga, diba, nag-abiso na yung ibang mga bangko na limitado lang yung mga banking hours nila, limitado rin yung mga bangko na open, pati yung mga ATM, malalayong distansya. So, kung pupunta pa sila sa ibang ATM, mas malayong lalakarin nila, especially ngayon na walang public transport, Ed.
Okay, yeah, I'm just surprised na 1.5 oras yung pag-ATM when it should take any person 20 to 30 seconds to withdraw an amount from an ATM. So ganun karami talaga yung tao at ganun kahaba yung pila at ganun sila katagal. Meron bang limit doon sa sa magkano pwedeng i-withdraw? Maliban doon sa mga nakaset na dati pa na 10,000 o 20,000 per day. Meron bang ini-impose ngayon na limit doon sa pag-withdraw?
So far, Ed, wala naman tayong narinig na mga limit sa sa volume or sa dami nung pwede nilang i-withdraw, no? So, kaya yung iba, napapansin natin kanina nung pumunta tayo, medyo matagal yung transaction, baka marami rin silang wini-withdraw. Yung iba naman, yun nga, nakastay sa pila kaya umaabot ng 1.5 oras.
Tsaka kasi usually ang withdrawal mo sa ATM, may 10,000 withdrawal limit for every transaction. So if you want to maximize, yung iba siguro magsa-several transactions yan, kaya humahaba ang pila eh.
Tama ka, Ed, no? Tapos yung dito kasi kung nasan tayo ngayon, 2 lang yung ATM. So yun yung limitations na nakikita natin dito sa ATM, dito sa Pasig kung nasan tayo ngayon.
Okay. Bok, yung kaninang binabanggit mo yung sa palengke, how's the supply? How's the supply of goods? Whether we're talking about meat or fish or vegetables. Nakita mo kasing video kanina, mukhang masagana dun sa supply ng gulay at least. Pero I'm wondering about the other things.
Oo, no, yung nakausap natin, yung na-interview natin, sapat naman daw yung supply kasi tuloy-tuloy yung dating ng supply nila ng karne, ng mga gulay. Pero may iba tayong nakausap na may nahaharang pa rin hanggang ngayon. Yan yung despite yung mga assurances ng government natin na tuloy-tuloy yung entry ng mga goods. Ang problema kasi kahit nga tuloy-tuloy yung entry, natatraffic naman sila kasi maraming goods din yung pupunta dito sa Metro Manila at dumadaan sa Metro Manila, Ed.
Okay, Shaila, as somebody who's been covering there for several days already, somebody who's been looking at how things are moving sa mga banks and sa mga palengke, anong maipapayo mo sa mga taong nasa bahay na gustong lumabas para mag-withdraw o bumili ng pagkain? What are the tips that they should keep in mind?
O no, syempre una yung kaligtasan muna, no. Kailangan kung kaya mag-mask kasi sa dami ng taong pumipila lagi dito ngayon, especially ngayon sa mga palengke, sa mga supermarkets at sa mga bangko, kailangan mapanatili pa rin yung kaligtasan nila. So kung kaya rin mga alcohol, especially dun sa mga ATM, syempre marami kayong hahawakan na nahawakan na rin ng mga ibang tao. Although dinidisinfect naman to ng mga establishments, mabuting maingat pa rin, no. Tapos kung pipila siguro magdala ng pasensya dahil nga mahaba na yung pila, Ed.
Tsaka tandaan po ninyo, yung pera ay, well, napakadumi ng pera. Well, hindi naman kailangan ng money laundering, pero well, the fact is that it's shared by, it's a commodity shared by just about everybody, and it goes around for several years. And nobody bothers to wash it except for money launderers. So I suppose that's one. Pero yeah, what I also mean is when is the best time, in your opinion, when will be the best time to go out to withdraw or to buy something?
Alam mo, Ed, hindi natin masabi ganyan kasi parang all the time. Kahapon nung nakita natin ganitong kahabang pila, gabi rin, no? Pati sa palengke, tuloy-tuloy din yung dating ng mga customers. So mahirap sabihin talaga yung oras kung kailan sila pupunta. Tsaka Ed, madagdag ko lang, no? May mga ibang LGUs kasi na nagsaset na ng limit dun sa time na pwedeng lumabas yung mga yung mga residente nila. Bukod dun sa curfew, like dun sa Manila, alam ko may mga time limit na 3 oras, dun lang pwede lumabas. So nagkakaipitan din talaga. Tsaka tandaan mo, 'di ba, isa or dalawa lang yung pwedeng actually isa lang yung pwedeng lumabas per household. Kaya doon nagkakaroon ng problema. Ed?
Okay, ikaw ba nakapila?
Hindi naman ako nakapila, Ed. Wini-witness lang natin yung mga pila dito.
Oh, sige. Teka, bago kita pakaulan, kayo ba'y kumain na? Intro pa mo.
Hahanap pa lang kami, no, kasi yung problema din ngayon, limited na rin yung mga tindahan, saka mga restaurants na bukas.
Yeah.
So, ikot muna kami para maghanap.
That's what I mean to ask. Ano yung mga bukas ngayon? I mean, sa paglilibot, I'm sure, well, you guys have to eat all the time. I mean, not all the time, but you guys have to eat 3 times a day, and you're out all the time. So, how exactly do you find a place to eat in a metro that's on lockdown? What I mean is, bukas ba yung mga karinderya? Bukas ba yung mga restaurants? And the restaurants, hindi na papakain sa loob yan.
Oo. Ed, sa mga naikutan natin, no, karamihan sa mga fast food chains, tsaka sa mga restaurant, sarado na. Kung meron mang bukas, yung kumukuha lang ng take-out o delivery. Kaya kami, pag naghahanap kami, kunwari, nung kakainan, masasaktuhan, matsyempohan lang namin yung mga karinderya na bukas. Mostly karinderya yung bukas, pero limited lang din siya, Ed.
Okay, sige. Maraming salamat sa iyo, sa tropa mo, Shaila Francisco, reporting live from Pasig City. And the health department confirms that one senior official tested positive for the coronavirus. The DOH did not provide any detail on the patient, but it assured the public that offices within the agency's compound have been disinfected. It has also informed personnel who were in close contact with the official. But it clarifies that as long as you are at least 2 meters away from an infected person, you are not considered a close contact. Following the department's guidelines, you are in close contact if you interacted with the case. You were in close proximity with the infected person in the same house, hold office, or unit. You're also considered a close contact if you took care of the patient. At pag-usapan naman natin po yung nakatakdang benepisyo para sa mga senior citizens sa panahon ng COVID-19 pandemic. Inireklamo kasi ng ilang grupo na tila masyadong mababa ang natatanggap na pensyon ng ating mga matatanda mga senior citizens, kahit sila ang pinaka-vulnerable sa sakit. Para po mapag-usapan yan, makakausap natin si News 5 correspondent Mian Los Baños. Magandang tanghali, Mian Los Baños. Hindi ka naman kasama sa senior citizens, ha?
Hi, good afternoon, Sir Ed. Magandang tanghali sa lahat ng nanonood sa atin dyan sa News 5. Alam mo, Sir Ed, 16 pesos kada araw. Ganyan lang daw kakarampot ang natatanggap ng ating mga senior citizens na pensyon mula sa gobyerno. Kaya nagrereklamo yung ilan sa ating mga grupo gaya ng Akbayan dahil daw sa kakarampot na 500 pesos a month, paano naman daw makakapanlaban yung ating mga lolo at lola na siyang ang sinasabing pinaka-vulnerable o tinatamaan nitong sakit na COVID-19.
Okay.
Bukod sa kulang na benepisyo mula sa gobyerno, dagdag pa ni Eta Rosales na chairperson emeritus ng Akbayan, may mahigit 3 milyong senior citizens sa bansa ang hindi nakakatanggap ng pensyon mula sa gobyerno. Kaya naiiwan silang walang kalaban-laban sa pandemic na pumaparalisa ngayon sa ating bansa. Git pa ni Rosales, namamatay ang mga senior citizens sa tinatamaan ng COVID-19 na tila wala man lang sapat na suporta mula sa gobyerno kaya hindi sila makapaghanda ng maayos. Na napatay sa COVID-19 ay ang mga senior citizens ha. Para naman sa ilang mababatas, gaya ni Senate President Tito Soto, dapat lang nataasan ang pensyon at ayuda sa mga senior citizens. Doblehin at gawing 1,000 piso para daw may sapat silang pambili ng pagkain sa mga panahong ito. Si Senator Nancy Binay naman, sabi mas maganda talaga kung mas taasan yung pensyon. Pero alam mo pala, Bok, na pag-usapan na to sa pagdinig dati sa Senado at hindi raw kakayanin dahil kulang sa budget. So ang sinasabi ni Senator Nancy Binay ngayon, baka pwedeng magkaroon na lang daw ng special health package para sa mga senior citizens para mabigay yung lahat ng kanilang pangailangang medikal, lalo ngayong panahon nga na matindi itong paglaganap ng COVID-19. Habang si Senator Francis Tolentino, ang hiniling niya sa DILG ay sana daw pagbigyan yung mga LGU na payagang bumiyahe at least 10 tricycle daw para lang pumunta sa mga palengke o talipapa para mas madali daw sana yung transportasyon ng mga mas matatanda o mga lolo at lola. Bagamat bawal silang lumabas, pero alam naman natin may ilan sa kanila na namamalengke pa rin. Pero alam mo, Bok, hindi yan pinayagan ng DILG dahil ang sabi nila, total lockdown means dapat talagang walang lumalabas ng bahay at kapag pinagbigyan yung mga tricycle na bumiyahe, magkakaroon lang daw ng pagkakataon na mas makalabas o itong ating mga kababayan, madidefeat din daw yung purpose ng lockdown. Bok?
Bok, teka, nabanggit mo 500 pesos every month. Ganun ba ang nakuha nila? Or 16 pesos per day?
Yes.
For 3
ganun
million,
lang.
3 million
Yes,
senior
ganun lang ang
citizens.
pensyon. Ganun,
Bok, even if you give them
3 million yung hindi nakakatanggap actually. Yun
ang
pa
hindi
yung
nakakatanggap.
isa.
Yung hindi nakakatanggap yung 3 million. So it's actually a bigger population pa.
Oo. So yung remaining Bok, yun yung 500 pesos a month na ang sinasabi nga ng Akbayan, kulang na kulang. So at least man lang daw sana itong panahon ng pandemic na laging mga matatanda yung tinatamaan, sana man lang daw bigyan ng ayuda, dagdag na ayuda para mas, sinasabi dito, mas makabili sila ng masustansyang pagkain, makabili sila ng gamot para maprotektahan nila yung kanilang mga sarili. Si Senate President Soto sabi niya, doblehin, at least gawin man lang daw sana ng 1,000 pesos. And dagdag ko lang dyan, kasalukuyan pa lang nakikipag-meeting ang mga senador sa pangunguna ni Senate President Soto sa Pangulo dahil daw mukhang gusto nila magkaroon ng special session para sa supplemental budget para sa lahat nga nung dagdag na pangailangan sa COVID-19. Kasama raw na pag-uusapan dyan yung dagdag na ayuda para sa mga senior citizens. Bok.
Bok, what does it take to increase the pension for senior citizens? It takes an act of Congress, diba? It takes a law because you're talking about appropriations.
Oo, kailangan ng batas, gaya ng pagkakaroon din ng batas. Naalala mo naman yung 20%, for example, yung 20% discount nila sa mga pagkain, sa mga gamot, magkakailangan ng batas para dyan eh. Pero actually hindi ako sure kapag ganitong klase na ng krisis o naka-under state of emergency tayo, dahil naman bubuhos naman yung pondo, baka sa pagkakataong ito pwedeng sa kautosan ng Pangulo ay mabigyan ng special na budget. Total, supplemental budget na ito na manggagaling sa Kamara at Senado. Tinitignan ng mga senador yung posibilidad na magkaroon ng special na budget, particularly para sa mga senior citizens natin, Bok.
Yeah. Pero Bok, what's the likelihood of Congress and the Senate reporting for work anytime soon, considering na you have Mig Zubiri who tested positive for COVID-19 and you have at least two staffers in the lower chamber who who were tested positive, and at least one has already passed away. Is it likely that Congress will resume session anytime soon?
Actually, kung pagbabasehan natin yung sa Senate at sa House, alam ko pareha sila nagkaroon ng deklarasyon na suspended ang work until April 12, kasabay nung lockdown na ipinahayag ng Pangulo. Pero kung titignan natin yung developments ngayong umaga, kausap namin mismo sa Senate President Soto at si Senator Ping Lacson, kausap ko rin siya through text, mukhang desidido sila magkaroon talaga ng special session. Sa kung paano ito gagawin, actually I have yet to review yung rules ng Senate kasi di ba alam ko dapat physically present kayo
Yes.
kapag nagkakaroon ng special session. Pero hindi ko alam yung possibility ng teleconferencing kapag special session kasi marami namang app ngayon na pwedeng gamitin, lalo kung meron kasing danger na may sakit magkahawaan kung sakasakaling mag-meet sila. Ang tinanong namin si SP Soto, anong posibilidad na mag-meet sila? Sabi niya, eksperto naman daw siya sa rules. Sabi niya, kaya daw nilang, kumbaga, ikutan ito na makakayanan nilang magkaroon pa rin ng meeting at makapagpasa ng supplemental budget. Ganun ka-confident si SP Soto. As to the details, paano mangyayari, malalaman namin mamaya kasi ongoing yata yung meeting nila. Hindi ko alam kung through teleconference o talagang physically nag-meet sila nila Pangulo ngayon. Si Senator Ping Lacson ang nag-confirm sa akin na may kasama pa ng ibang mga senador. Kasi ang dating sa amin kanina, si Senate President Soto lang ang kausap ng Pangulo. Mukhang may kasama pa lang ilang mga senador na kausap ngayon, Bok.
Roger. And besides, Bok, the rules are made by Congress. So if Congress wants to change the rules, it's not that difficult to do. Tapos, Bok, I may as well bring it up.
True. Kasi nga, mahirap din talaga na physically present sila.
And
Go ahead, sir.
if I recall correctly, nung si Trillanes was first elected into office in 2007, there were moves to have him attend
Yes.
the Senate sessions virtually from his cell in Fort Bonifacio.
Yes.
Hindi lang ata natuloy pero there was a movement in that direction already. And I think it would have just taken a decision by the chamber to implement it. In this case, if they want to do it, they can do it.
Correct. If I'm not mistaken, Bok, na-aprobahan yun Yung hiniling niya na parang teleconference, yung kanyang gagawin, or virtual hearing, yung kanyang gagawin. Hindi nga lang talaga natuloy. Alam mo, kaya nga yung din sana yung request sa Senator De Lima na magkaroon siya ng hearing sa loob din ng krami. Kasi kung pinayagan daw si Senator Trillanes noon, ba't naman hindi siya papayagan ngayon? So ito, kung kailangan talagang mag-meet for a supplemental budget dahil ang Pangulo lang naman ang pwedeng mag-call ng special session. So I guess kaya nila ngayon kinakausap ang Pangulo because they need the order from the President na mag-call ng then they will do it as per kung paano, di ko pa masagot, pero yes, hindi na lalayo, Bok, yung virtual or teleconferencing if ever, Bok.
Although, Bok, yun nga lang, pag in-approve nila yan, edi hihiri si De Lima na, edi pwede pala ako.
Correct. And that's something that they could argue after nitong crisis na ito. Pero sa pagkakataong ito, alam mo kasi, Bok, hanggang last week hindi asang-ayon yung mga senador na magkaroon ng special session. Alala ko si Senate President Soto sinasabi, what for? Bakit kailangan ng...
Okay. Mukhang naubusan ng load si Mian Los Baños. Maraming salamat, Mian Los Baños. Okay, moving on. GSIS branch offices nationwide are now on lockdown. That's after another GSIS employee tested positive for the coronavirus disease, bringing the total number of infected people in the agency to 2. The male employee is undergoing treatment at the Las Piñas General Hospital. The rest of the staff are directed to work from home following the declaration of a state of calamity in the entire country. However, GSIS Chief Rolando Macasayat assures members that they will continue accepting loan applications. The state-run pension fund manager is granting a 1-month grace period on all premium remittances, loan payments, housing loan amortizations, and rentals. GMA News TV has temporarily signed off. Due to the current state of calamity raised over the country, GMA is scaling down operations. So far, the network has yet to advise how long GMA News TV will remain off-air. At kamustahin po natin ang supply ng basic goods sa ating mga supermarket sa gitna ng enhanced community quarantine. At makakasama natin sa linya ng telepono si Steven Cua mula sa Philippine Amalgamated Supermarkets Association o PAGASA. Magandang umaga po, Sir Steven. Good morning po.
Good morning, Ed.
Yes, sir. Sir, kamusta po kayo? Kamusta ang sitwasyon ninyo sa mga supermarket ngayon?
May panic buying pa rin of sorts, hindi na kasing haba nung before, no? Kaya lang, ang problema yung supply of goods, no? I don't know how long the supply will last, no? We need replenishment, no? We need to be able to, to order from our suppliers kasi hindi dumarating yung mga ibang orders, eh.
Hindi ko kaya na-stuck lang sa checkpoint at medyo bumabagal lang yung pagpasok, but they are on the way. Couldn't that be the case?
Very likely that's the case, no? But since wala rin pambenta, di ba? And people are starting to stock up, not just for the households, but a lot of them are companies who want to, take care of their employees, no? So they're buying in bulk, no, for packages. And same with some barangays, no?
And
So
local governments, you might expect local governments to start buying bulk talaga for the
That's
people
right.
who
That's
may need
right.
to be supplied. So
That's right. They have been in touch. So they've been in touch, and they want they're asking for supplies, which we cannot promise until dumating, no? Mga to like instant noodles, no? Yeah, that's one thing people like to stock up on kasi madali lang lutuin sa bahay.
pakululong ang tubig eh.
Yes, oo, yun.
Ano po yung pinaka malakas dun sa shelves na umaandar? Pinaka binibili.
Well, canned goods pa rin dahil matagal ang buhay ng canned goods, no? Hindi nasisira, no? Alcohol pa rin, maghanap pa rin ng alcohol ng tao, no? Buti nga bathroom tissue, meron pa, hindi pa naman exactly naubos.
May tabo tayo eh.
Kaya nga, may tabo nga. Huwag lang mawala ng tubig. Nawawalan tayo ng tubig, yun ang
Opo.
problema eh, di ba?
Opo.
Yun. Basically, whatever they can they can touch and whatever they can get their hands on, they're buying it, no? They're buying stuff, no? Thinking that things might maubos sa mga pambenta, no? So ang sagot dyan is dapat ma-replenish.
Opo. Mr. Kua, ano po nga pala? Yung mga supermarkets natin po, ilang porsyento po yung bukas? Kasi kahit papaano, medyo nahirapan siguro yung mga empleyadong pumasok. So there are some supermarkets I noticed that are not open anymore. Some convenience stores are also closed already. So
Correct,
any idea
correct.
po kung ilan ang mga supermarket na bukas sa Metro Manila, for example? Ilang porsyento?
Gumagawa kami ng paraan, no, hangga't kaya, no. Yung iba pinipick up namin ng mga tawang nakatira sa malayo. Yung iba we rent quarters for them near the store, no, temporarily. So that they can they have to bring 1 week's supply of clothes, no, so that they can go to work. Kasi yun na, mga malalayo di makapasok, nakaharang eh. So how can we service the people kung walang tao, di ba? So ang ginawa namin, we've been picking them up and putting them in quarters nearby, near the stores.
But do you have any idea po kung ilang porsyento ng mga supermarket natin ang nanatiling bukas? And for example, for how long pa will they be able to sustain it?
I think majority are still open. As to how long they, we can take this, no? Na kung kulang ang tao, tsaka walang supply. That's a different story, no? Really depends on, how the manufacturers can get their act together and continuously supply supermarkets. Kasi there's no point nga if you have people but no supply.
Tapos wala nang mabenta.
Or kabaliktaran, no?
Let's zoom into your supply naman. As far as your supplies are concerned, with the current rate of purchases, do you have any estimate how long we're good for? Wait, sir, if we consider the current rate of purchase vis-a-vis the current rate of restocking by manufacturers.
I'd say around 3 days, mga ganun na lang. Kung hindi ma-replenish, kailangan ma-replenish.
Kung hindi
Now,
ma-replenish.
there are some stores kasi, hindi lang retailer, wholesaler din. Yung mga yun, nakapag-stock up ng konti. Pero purely retailer ka, konti lang talaga in order mo, di ba? Pero kung wholesaler retailer ka, medyo mas marami ng konti ang na-stock up mo.
Sir, just to qualify that, 3 days na
Yes,
lang yung
yes.
stock kung hindi ma-replenish.
Correct.
But you are being replenished, I suppose, although not as fast as you would want. Would that be correct?
There are only very few manufacturers or distributors, no, suppliers who have replenished so far. Konti lang. Well, mabilis yung mga tinapay, mabilis yung mga but the rest, wala pang replenishment since last week So, running very low on supply.
Okay, so
We're also sourcing from other wholesalers. That's one thing we can do. We're sourcing from wholesalers also so that may extra stock kami pambenta.
okay, so if you have any message that you want to deliver to government, to the national government and to the local governments in charge of, for example, the checkpoints, what would it be?
Well, we sort of expected this, no, na supplies will run low because, medyo botched up yung who can pass and who can't, no. Sana nga, they have a more efficient way of allowing these people who are supplying food, no, and basic necessities, no, to get through so that the people can buy the stuff they need. No? Kasi otherwise, I'm afraid if we run out of goods and there's nothing to buy and because there's not enough in the market, it doesn't augur well for us, for all of us. Because matagal pa isang buwan
Oh, matagal pa ho. We're only in day 3.
First week pa lang tayo di ba?
Well, sir, we're only halfway through the week.
That's right. That's why, they have to fix this. They have to fix this.
So importante po sa inyong pananaw, importante yung choke points, kumbaga, yung choke points from the choke points between the manufacturer and the retailer.
They have to quickly find a way, no, to label trucks and label ito padaanin mo na to kaagad, di ba? Urgent to para umabot sa market. That will also lessen the fear.
Opo.
Kasi nga pag lalong wala,
lalong matatakot ang tao. At lalong mag-hoard yung mga may pera.
Correct.
Any message to the people out there who are buying?
Well, as usual, no, they've already bought more than what they need. Okay, so wag nang hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay. They've already bought more than what they need, so don't go out and buy more. I mean, just stay home. I mean, if you already have stocked up already enough, stay home. Next time you go out, hopefully may stock na ulit. Kasi by that time, nakapag-replenish na mga supermarket.
In other words po, huwag niyo pong uubusan yung mga walang perang pambili.
Correct.
Kasi kung ganun po kasi gulangan yun.
Yep.
Okay.
Nakasimple nga eh.
Opo. Well, Mr. Steven Kua, hopefully, we get this fixed. We'll try to escalate, not really escalate, to bring the problem up to higher authorities so that we can smoothen out the kinks sa mga choke points.
Yes, hopefully. They have been meeting. We've been seeing all these meetings by the top officers of the secretaries, no? Pero yun na nga, there has to be a faster way of getting this done.
Yeah, kasi they've been talking about express lanes eh.
Yeah.
Diba? They've been talking about express lanes for 2 days already, and I don't know if it's been put in place.
Yeah, and also the people. I don't know if they're not going to be able to get to work and not going to be able to get paid. I don't know how 1 month they will be able to survive 1 month. No, we're just in our first week. No, I mean, if you're not going to feed your family for 1 month, I don't know how that's going to happen. No, so they better fix it quick. Yeah.
Okay, good point, Mr. Steven Chua ng Supermarket Association. Maraming salamat po for joining us.
Thank you, Ed.
And just in time, para pag-usapan po itong isyong ito, we have on the line si Trade Undersecretary Ruth Castelo para makapagbigay ng karagdagang impormasyon tungkol sa pinatutupad na price freeze at dun sa supply ng basic commodities. Ma'am, good afternoon already, I think. Yes, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi. Good afternoon, Ed.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, kamusta kayo? Are you in the office? Are you home quarantined?
I'm sorry?
Are you in the office or are you under quarantine?
No, I'm in the supermarket monitoring.
Okay.
Prices.
Monitoring, ha?
Oh.
You're not buying.
Yes.
Ma'am, kamusta po? How is the supply going?
Supply is stable. We have enough. We have actually more than enough. And last night, the Secretary Lopez had already issued Memorandum Circular number 2020-01 or 04, I think. on the movement of cargo
Okay.
and the supply on the retail establishment.
Okay. Exactly what does that circular state? You did say that it's a movement of cargo, but what's in the circular? What does it provide for?
Movement of cargo is free. It's a free flow yan in the entire Luzon, and especially food, medical essentials, and other medicines
Yes,
that
ma'am.
the DOH would require as essential.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I asked about that kasi just before we went on the air, I was talking to Stephen Kua, yung Supermarkets Association president, and may concern po ma'am siya na very very major. Sabi niya kasi our supplies are only good for 3 days if we are not replenished anytime soon, and the rate of replenishment is not very good. So ang concern niya ay if this continues, ilang araw na lang po yung ating supply kung mabagal yung daan sa mga choke points at checkpoints.
No, that's why we are in close coordination also with the manufacturers kasi sila yung directly affected by the choke points dun sa control points natin.
Opo.
So, the memorandum circular issued by Sec Lopez is going to address this. Actually, ngayon, if you will notice, mas maluwag na because of the circular issued last night. All cargo, regardless if it's food or if it's water or if it's basic, kailangan free ang movement niyan, especially for food and medical essentials.
Are we talking about express lanes or special lanes dun sa mga
There are, yes, Ed. There are special lanes imposed by DILG, si Secretary Anyo, on food. So pagka food siya or food input, yung manufacturing for food or medical devices or medical essentials, kailangan nasa special lane.
And how's the implementation going? Is it being cascaded down to the checkpoint level? Have they smoothened out already the kinks in the checkpoint level? Kasi po
It
iba
should
po
be.
yung policy. Minsan dun sa babae medyo nahihirapan ng konti.
Right. Oo, kaya directly involved na si Secretary Anyo to make sure that it is cascaded down to the people on the ground, yung kanilang enforcement through PNP. I don't know if they're using the military. Pero pati yung local government units, kailangan properly advised. Then,
Opo.
syempre, we
Opo.
had first pains nung umpisa dahil parang first time in a very long time naman nangyari sa atin to. So, nagkaroon lang ng glitches when we started, pero we expect it to smoothen in the next few days.
Okay. Hopefully, ma'am, the next time we talk to Mr. Steven, all smiles na siya.
I hope. Yes, I hope. And we'll make sure also that the manufacturers deliver regularly to Mr. Kua's retail stores.
Yes, ma'am. Kasi from what I hear naman, we have what we need. It's just a matter of delivering from one place to the other.
That's right. Kasi the manufacturers are here in the country.
Yes, ma'am.
They are local products. So manufacturers can continue producing anytime. If pag nakita nila na kulang na rin yung inventory nila to supply to retail, they can do that anytime. That's why also manufacturers, employees are included in the list ng DTI to give them free flow also, free passage.
Opo. Ma'am, kumusta yung prices? Of course, there's a price freeze. Is it being followed by people?
Yes, prices of basic necessities for DOH, DA, agricultural products, DOH, medicine, DTI, manufactured products, and then DOE and DNR are stable. Kaya lang, there was a joint memorandum circular issued also last night by DOH, DTI, and DA on the price freeze. Yung price freeze natin, we're right now on a price freeze. Sa lahat ng basic necessities, hindi pwedeng gumalaw ang presyo during
Yes,
the
ma'am.
60-day period.
Yes, ma'am.
But if you notice, the declaration of the President on the state of calamity is good for 6 months. So yung number one, we're also looking into including other necessities that are not included in the enumeration of the Price Act kasi Price Act was made in 1998,
Yeah.
1992, and then sobra ng tagal.
Medyo obsolete
Saka
na.
marami na rin ngayong basic necessities na ginagamit ng mga tao that are not included in the list. So the NPCC or the implementing agencies may recommend to the President for inclusion in the list. So sasama siya sa price freeze or we will impose price control on these products. And beyond the 60-day period, kasi yung effectivity ng Price Act is only good for 60 days, beyond that, and we still have the emergency or the calamity, we still feel the effect or we still need to control prices, the NPCC may recommend also to the President to impose mandatory price ceiling.
Ma'am, ano yung mga products na posibleng isama? Posibleng isama dahil medyo outdated na nga yung lumang batas.
We're looking at other medical essentials and we're looking at other products also na basic, considered as basic consumption pero wala doon sa listahan. Like, Ed, okay lang, sorry, I don't want to
Okay.
Pwede wag ko na lang sabihin.
Okay, sige. Wag muna.
When we're ready, we'll tell you. We'll let you know.
Ma'am, one more question before I let you go. Ang reklamo po ni Mr. Steven Kua, marami pa ring nag-hoarding. Pero nga kasi we fall back to the definition of what is hoarding under the law. If I understand correctly, hoarding under the law is buying in bulk so that you can make a profit out of it. It's not necessarily buying in bulk so you can hoard it at home.
That's right.
So that may be a bit of a loophole kung saan people who can afford to can hoard, but people who can't afford to hoard don't have anything to buy anymore, and they're left with an empty bag. So
Hoarding
what can we do about this?
Yes, hoarding is an act committed by the seller
Yes,
on
ma'am.
the business side. Yan. But panic buying is an act committed by the consumer,
Yes, ma'am.
the buyer. So we have a memorandum circular to this effect also that both retailers, both the seller and the buyer will be penalized. We have an anti-panic buying and anti-hoarding memorandum circular by the department, also encouraging local government units to impose their own ordinances per city or per municipality so that we can strengthen this memorandum circular.
Ay, ma'am, teka, maganda yan.
Yung-
You have an anti-panic buying and anti-hoarding circular.
Yes.
Sige po.
Yes.
Tell us about it. Sige po.
This is to prevent the sellers from hoarding or keeping their stock for themselves and then sell later on when price is higher. And then also for the consumer to buy more than what they need. Because right now, yes, we advocate for social distancing, but we also want to stretch the inventories of the stores. We also want to make sure that they would have enough while waiting for further deliveries. Nandyan pa yung supply nila in the retail stores. So we want to limit the buying also of the consumers. Hindi naman good for a family maybe of 5 for 7 to 10 days. They will not need a box of canned sardines and a box of meatloaf and a box of noodles. Hindi gano'n na alam mo na agad pag nakita mo pa lang.
Okay.
And this will also encourage other people to do the same. They will duplicate or maybe create panic or fear, di ba? Yun yung ayaw natin. And then we also don't know where they're bringing the goods. Baka naman ipibenta nila through other medium, whether online or sa mga lip-lip na puok, and then doon nila ibibenta ng sobrang mahal. So these are the things we want to avoid. That's why we have that memorandum circular.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
still with Secretary Lopez. We're finalizing polishing some points, and then we're going to release hopefully today.
Okay, that's good to hear. So you'll probably issue by today an anti-panic buying and anti-hoarding circular penalizing those acts.
Yes, making sure that they will be covered by the Price Act.
Okay. That I think is something very good to hear. That is something that everybody should keep in mind. Na hopefully by the end of the day, bawal ang panic buying talaga.
Bawal talaga. We actually encourage, we directed the retailers already doon sa water, hanggang 2 bottles per person lang ang pwede nilang, alcohol. 2 bottles per person lang ang pwede nilang bilhin. But because of our observations in the retail stores, parang lahat ng basic kailangan na natin gawin na i-limit yung pagbili nila.
Okay, ma'am. A lot of good news coming from DTI. Ma'am, we hope to hear from you again. Maraming salamat po. Undersecretary Ruth Castelo of the Department of Trade and Industry. Thank you, ma'am. And moving on to some more good news, swans and other creatures have returned to the infamous canals of Venice. Infamous after the coronavirus pandemic forced the government to enforce a countrywide lockdown. It seems the onslaught of COVID-19 is having some unexpected positive side effects. The Venice canals, usually bogged down with tourists in gondolas and motorboats, are now crystal clear as foreign visitors stay out and the Italians stay home. Silence and clean air replaced the usual loud noise of tourists overcrowding and polluting the lagoon city. And as a result, schools of silver fish and a couple of swans have been spotted enjoying the clear waters. Elder residents say they have not seen the canal waters this clean in 60 years. And for the first time since China recorded the novel coronavirus inspections in January, the Middle Kingdom says it has not registered any new domestic cases. But the Asian superpower tallied 34 new cases that were brought in from abroad. The Chinese National Health Commission says it is the highest daily increase in 2 weeks. At pinapaalala po namin na kung sa tingin po ninyo ay may sintomas kayo ng COVID-19, pakitawagan po ang mga numerong ito. 02-894-26843. Ulitin po natin, 02-894-26843 or 02894-COVID. Kung kayo naman po ay naka-PLDT or Smart subscriber, you can also dial, diretso na po, 1555 sa inyong telepono, cellphone po o landline. And please take note of these numbers and make that call. That's the latest on the enhanced and expanded community quarantine in Luzon. For more updates, follow News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. I'm Ed Ligao. We are One News.